No pit stops, no strategy. It's all about the pace today. Qualifying day here at the Hungaroring for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Check, okay.
We don't have the data for that, I'm afraid. Right, we're right on the cusp now. We've been pushed down to P11. Okay, so as for the cars around us, just ahead, our fastest lap at the moment, 1 minute 14.1. Senna and Schumacher. And we're in front of Russell, Colapinto and Verstappen. Sorry, we can't provide you with that information right now. Okay, so the current fastest lap, 1:24.7.
Oh, that was a tough quality.
Goodbye for now then, but really we're just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow. It's race day in Budapest as we get ready for another round of Formula One action. We're not expecting too many retirements at this circuit. There are plenty of current and former drivers with flawless finish rates here. In particular, Ralf Schumacher, who made it across the line in all 10 of his Hungarian Grand Prix starts. The Hungaroring, it's like Monaco without the boats, although the boats today could come in very handy. 14 corners, 6 to the left and 8 to the right, and some very tricky corners to deal with. These rainy conditions out there aren't going to help either, so it's very likely we'll see a safety car or two during today's race. It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Andrea Kimi Antonelli lines up on pole position, just ahead of George Russell, who starts this event from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Senna, Michael Schumacher, Pierre Gasly, and Colapinto, Verstappen, Albon, Hakkinen, and Charles Leclerc, Lawson, Maloney, Carlos Sainz, and Behrman, Tramnitz, Hadjar, Zach O'Sullivan, and Paul Aaron, Barnard, Doohan, Soloff, and Jack Crawford rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. And alongside me today, former Formula One driver and former world champion too. See, told you I'd give you a big intro. Anthony Davidson, hello. Now, I'll be generous here. It's not that long ago that you were racing and entertaining us on a Sunday. But in the years since, the sport has changed quite a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it really has, Crofty. You know, the cars have got bigger, they're heavier, but critically, there's more downforce to play with as well now. There was about 4 tons of downforce on the car at 300 kilometers an hour when I drove. You're now looking more towards 5 tons of downforce. So there's a big difference in performance. But because of that, the car being heavier and bigger, you've got to drive in a smoother way. You've got to look after it a bit more. You've got to nurse it through the slow speed corners more. They were much more nimble, agile machines when I drove in Formula 1 compared to now.
Okay, radio check, radio check.
Yeah, all good, thank you.
Okay, you know this, but this track needs a lot of downforce, and as such, we're not going to have quite the same top speed as other circuits. The good news, though, is that it's going to make our DRS even more powerful. So try to make the most of it in the race and quali if you can. Okay, good parking there, mate. Now we need to make sure we get a great launch as the race starts. Keep an eye on the lights. The start sequence will begin as soon as the grid is formed. Be ready with the clutch. Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake, use overtake. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. And that's 26 laps of fuel remaining. That was the fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well done. ETA on this rain clearing up is about 10 minutes, so just keep your concentration out there, you're doing well. Russell's ahead of you now, less than a second separates you. They're on a fresh set of inters. Their tyres are 8 laps old, and the time last lap, 1:30.6. We're gaining by around 0.2 per lap, keep going. Okay, safety car deployed, safety car's been... And we've got 25 laps of fuel remaining. Green flag. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.6 seconds. They're on a fresh set of inters. They're in 9th place. Time last lap, 2:02.3. No tyre concerns at the moment, just focus on the driving. Okay, you're doing well out there, keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain, 10 minutes. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. As things stand, we'll be 6th in the championship. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Weather's changing now, we're going to have to change strategy, so it's time to box. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 20.8 seconds. Okay, copy that. Okay, pit in this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. That's it, go, go, go. Perfect job on the turn in there, mate. Looks like a nice stop time. We're happy with that one. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's go. Carlos is in for his stop now. Crawford's behind you. They're on old intermediates. Their tyres are 19 laps old. We think they've got one more stop. And the time last lap, 1 minute 30.4. Battery charge is high, let's use that overtake button a bit more. Okay, no issues with tyre wear for now. Keep taking care of them. Conditions look stable at the moment, no rain currently expected. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment. The car behind you's just come in for the hard tyres. Car behind, running hard tyres. Safety car, no overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up. Safety car is in this lap, safety car in this lap. You'll be controlling the pace on the restart. Keep it steady until the safety cars reach the pit lane. Okay, clear. No need to worry about the tyre condition for now, everything's looking good. Good job, that was the fastest lap of the race so far. Okay, you've just started the final lap of the race, final lap. Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
It's good to be back on top.
Charles Leclerc, what a drive, what a victory. He wins.
They had to be decisive with their overtaking today as they worked their way through the field. And those kind of race victories are so enjoyable because it's not just like winning from the front. They really had to work for it today.
It's what they've all been racing towards, waiting for them. High above the pit lane is our podium. And for the lucky three, it's time to stand on it. And who gets to take the top step of the podium? Yes, it is I, Leclerc, Charles Leclerc on top. It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Hey, boss, have you got a moment to look at something?
Hey, Chief. Just a reminder to kick off some research projects. We don't want to fall behind.
Okay, boss. Got an interesting bit of news for you. We've had a driver reach out to us to ask if we'd be interested in a preliminary chat with him about possibilities for next season. You can always say no if you're not interested, or we can see where it goes. Your call. Okay, I've said yes to an informal chat. Let's get them in, tell them all about our project, and see what we can learn about them.
Hey, it's been a while since we've had some upgrades to our corporate facilities and, well, if you've got some cash kicking around, don't forget to use it.